Hello, folks. This is Kevin from Good Day, Good Prayers. Hope you're having a good day. We talked a little bit on our last video about the prices of rent beginning to come down in a few communities around the country. I believe that's going to be somewhat of a trend eventually. Now, the people who own those rentals will still be able to make the money that they need to make. But the good news is that those rentals are going to come down, and the people who need those homes are going to have a better chance of being able to afford them. So that'll be the good news. But let's talk about the sale market. One of the things that is happening during the Biden administration, they sold an awful lot of homes to illegal aliens. And in some of those cases, they went underwater somewhat quickly. But what's happening now is that as the illegal aliens are being taken out of the country, those houses are going to go back onto the market eventually. What's going to be very interesting about those homes, it will affect the housing market to a certain extent because of the fact that the supply is going to be so high, and therefore the demand is not going to be able to keep up with the supply, most likely during the early days of those houses going back onto the market. So prices of housing will probably dip a bit. Now, there are other reasons why some homes are dipping. One of them is the fact that there are very few buyers out there that can afford the homes that are on the market. So there will be somewhat of a correction in the housing market. However, I think the good news is going to be for the people who have been doing the renting. And the people who have been doing the renting are going to be able to find entry-level homes that are going to be at a real discount. A lot of the individual homes, the one-family homes that were being rented out to illegals, are going to come onto the market. I look at various videos that have entry-level homes, and some of them are real fixer-uppers, but some of them actually look pretty nice, and they are something that would be pretty well ready for a family to move into. So one of the things that would be good is if you are a first-time home buyer, maybe a husband and a wife with one or two small children, there are homes on the market that you can purchase, and some of those homes are as cheap as $50,000, $60,000 if you happen to be looking in the right place. Now, of course, you want to take a look at the communities for safety, for schooling, and all of those types of things, because if you have young children in the home, eventually they're going to be needing to go to a school. And when that happens, you're going to put them in a school that's going to be advantageous and help them to get a good education. One of the things that we need to keep in mind is that President Trump and his economic administration team are wanting to be able to help those of you who have homes to be able to maintain their value, while at the same time new home buyers getting opportunities to purchase homes in such a way as will be able to afford, because there are a lot of things that first-time buyers have to be able to pay. You know, you've got your house payment, you've got insurance on that, you have your utilities, including, of course, your heat, electric, and phone bill. You may have trash service if you happen to be in town, but be careful of homes that maybe have an HOA or any of those kinds of things. If you can get away from that and not have to deal with that, that will help an awful lot. There are some people that are purchasing trailers in trailer parks. Some of those have HOAs and some of them don't, but some of them have pretty high rental prices for the lots. There are also some where you can actually purchase the lot right along with the home. Now, what's interesting about those is the fact that you can still get those that do not have an HOA. If you can stay away from that, that will be one level of expense that you'll be able to do away with. It might be better to pay a few dollars more on your mortgage and to pay no HOA. That's probably the best bet. There are all kinds of options out there and all kinds of opportunities. Now, I'm not going to tell you which one that you should go with, but I am going to tell you that as we move along this year and into next year, there are going to be opportunities for young people, especially those who are first-time home buyers, to be able to purchase something that they will be able to afford. This is Kevin from Good Day, Good Prayers, and you folks have a good day.